This issue is near and dear to my heart. 30 years working as a labor representative. Civil service reform, with all due respect on the city council, is now looking like welfare reform. It's a word that actually is to cut civil service. The police and the firemen, if they were here, they would be laughing at this response, is that the cuts are happening because they say we don't have the money, there's too many grievances. I say keep civil service intact to protect workers. If you want to save money, put workers at the table, allow them to have collective bargaining, allow them to sit at the table. And we're just talking about firemen, civil service, police, sewage and water board, sanitation workers, custodians. They don't have any civil service. They don't have any way to voice their grievances. Teachers, we have the man at the top, the #1 public employee, Mr. Bobby Jindal, who has gutted thousands of workers. And that's the kind of message in the city that we have had. And we're tired of it. Civil service reform can only be reformed.
Thank you.
It's respecting
Thank
workers.
you, Mr. Capasso. Mr. Coleman?
I support the civil service reform. #1, if you have a body that's commissioned over them that's appointed by the mayor, there's no fairness in that. And I know that because we have a kangaroo court in transportation where the mayor appoints the hearing attorney and the actual hearing officer along as the director. You won't get fairness of both people answer to the mayor. I think at the end of the day, we need to look at how the unclassified, classified positions are and on the descriptions. When they don't want you to work there, they'll ask you 10 years experience to be a dog catcher. I don't think you need that much experience. And that's how the things are currently written. And if I'm elected, we'll make sure we'll go line item to make sure that the budget shows how much each person is making in the mayor's office. We can save a lot of money right there, especially on those retirements after he leaves. So at the end of the day, I'm going to watch this
Mr.
budget.
Coleman, thank you. Ms. Guidry?
Thank you. I do believe that we need some reform of the civil service structure as it exists when we walked in the door 4 years ago. The civil service is to protect the worker, to put them on more even ground with the mayor, with the elected officials who come in the door and go out again, whereas these people are looking to raise their families on the pay that they're making and with the job that they're making. So I understand the need to balance there. But what we have is a very outdated system, even down to the technology, which I'm helping to work on through one of my committees, is the technology with the civil service that makes it so slow. Also, the testing, they do that very slowly too, and we want to work on that. We pushed on the council for sergeant's exams and for lieutenant's
Thank you, Ms.
exams.
Guidry.
Thank you.
Mr. Ward?
Throw the existing system out the window and into a trash can where it belongs. Real simple, we adopt the same pay scale, the same process for any worker that works for local government, regardless of whether he's a policeman or a secretary or anything else. Just like the U.S. Army has. Time in service, time in grade. Whatever your occupation is within that system, doesn't matter. You can get promoted, you stay here a certain amount of time, you pay more, but everybody gets paid off the same pay scale. There's no magic. And most importantly of all, 0 unclassified workers. No more deputy mayors making 15 to 25 times what a lot of New Orleanians make. Unacceptable.
Thank you very much, candidates. Our next question. We will begin in District D with Dr. Bowie. All candidates will answer the same question. According to the Greater New Orleans Community Data Center, compared to pre-Katrina, the rate of entrepreneurship in New Orleans and the metro area has increased 129%, with 27% of all businesses being minority-owned in 2007. Yet, the economic returns to these businesses have consistently fallen below the national average, with only 2% of all business receipts accruing to minority-owned businesses. What will you do to ensure economic inclusion, growth, and equity for small businesses and DBEs in New Orleans? Dr. Bowie.
The first thing we need to do is to ensure that all